Okay, so here we are in my home screen on our Chime, and today we're going to go over completing a market analysis here in Chime. I'm going to show you all how easy it is. Here under campaigns, and then you're going to go under your listing suite to CMA. So we have here CMA. We're going to go ahead and add a new. Also, you will find here, not just the seller CMA presentation, they have a buyer and a present yourself presentation. We're doing the market analysis or comparative market analysis for this season that we're in real estate. We're going to just go ahead and default for seller lead, and we'll use the report name as the address. And we go ahead and plug in the address here, 69th Avenue West and University Place. There it is. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. The bedrooms on this house is actually 5, but it's on septic. So we're gonna go with what's approved on the septic. So I'm gonna put 4 bedrooms. We have 1.75 bath. This does not allow you to do 7.5, so I'm gonna do 1.8. And I know that the house is 2,318 square feet. You could continue here, but there's a field for additional information. And I'm always a fan of going ahead and completing as much as possible. Style could be traditional, or it could be, 2-story. Year built, I know is 1962, and I know the taxes on this too. All right, so completing all fields here. And you can also see here how it's kind of going in line in order of where you're at. So we've just completing the subject information. I do have a photo here. So if you've got a photo, you can go ahead and save that and upload it for your market analysis. We're going to continue. And what's really nice is it automatically will default for a 1-mile radius. That's kind of always been my jam. If I don't have enough, then I'll go a little bit further out, but I think this works just fine. It looks like the view selected 14. And so from here, I'm going to kind of clean this up a little bit and apply filter and update. I think I don't want, it's a 1.75 bath, so I think we'll stick with 2 bathrooms. I know this is 4, so I don't want 3 bedrooms. I want 4 to 5 bedrooms. And the sold date, just where we're at with this market, things have changed significantly, and I think that time frame was kind of mid-July. So that's sold date from July on to date. You can go further too and have more. It does default on square feet, and I like that default. I'm normally 200 to 300 below and 200 to 300 above. Year built, sometimes that's something that would help, but I'd like to select myself. So from here, like I said, there's other fields that you can fill in. I think that's enough. Don't want to have it to where there's nothing that's going to pop up. But immediately from that, I don't have a huge change, but I like this map view because it's, right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and get this $1 million water view property on out of here. Don't need it. Not going to go there. So I can uncheck it. And some of these are pretty far from the actual location. So I'm going to probably get rid of this one. Oops. Uncheck. This one, looks like it's a newer property as well. This one, newer home. Mine's a 1962. I've got this one that it's pending. I like that because I always want right now with the market that we're in, I'm really looking at more competitive as opposed to comparative. And so with competing, our pending, that's what we're paying attention to, and our actives, because I want to compete with what's active on the market. So I'm going to leave this because generally speaking, I want 2 of each at minimum is my goal. So This here gives me 2 pending for sure. That's the orange. The greens are going to be all of your active. So I'm going to be pretty picky here on this active. This house is really close to one that sold for $595, would have been out of our range. But I like this. It's a neighboring house. So I think I'm going to go ahead and select that one. And we're going to get rid of this one. This is a newer home. We're also going to get rid of this one. That one pending. This is a newer construction home. I'm going to get rid of this one. And I think I can leave. I'm going to go ahead and leave these because like I said, again, we're competing. And so now that I have all of these selected, you can take a look at the view of the ones that you have selected. I've got 2 sold, 2 pending, and 4 active. Okay, we're going to continue.
So best practice, you want to have about 4 to 6 comparables. Is that right?
Yeah, 4 to 6, or 2, 2, 2. So 2 sold, 2 active, 2 pending. That's my goal. But like I said, because we're competing with the active and the pending, it wouldn't hurt to have more of the active or the pending. So, so now this does an automatic, kind of like suggested price range of 556 to 680, and it does an estimated price. You can change these numbers however you'd like. You can also go in and make adjustments to the subject properties and just add new adjustments, whatever that's going to look like. If you're going to be subtracting from the subject or adding from the subject, you've put in those values and what you're adjusting for. Maybe it's the kitchen or what have you. So you can do that as you choose. And so let's see here, but I'm not doing any adjustments for the purpose of showing this video. However, let's see here. So then, but I know that I'm looking at these, and on average, we're probably closer to an average of the 500 range from our actives. And so what I would probably do is make a change here to the price point and bring that in our like 595. And everybody has their own way of doing these. There's no rhyme or reason. I know that we've said that I can do a market analysis, somebody else can do, and generally we're all going to come up with a different number. But also, my market analysis is kind of driven to the seller's goals as well, as long as they're being realistic. You also have the option here down at the bottom. It says enter the MLS listing ID. So if you went through on Realist or you went through on the MLS and had the MLS IDs of the properties that you want to use specifically, you can just put them in here as you want, and it will bring it in. So quick example here. Let me see here. I have a listing number that we can use. Let's do this one. All right, I'm gonna pop that in and add listing. So there it is.
Right there.
We're not using that one though. Okay, and then just uncheck to remove it. We're going to continue, and voila. So now we're at the customization. So there are templates here for CMA. So you have your default, which includes all the possible listings, the option to win a listing. So this one focuses on the market analysis to provide the homeowner with a strong plan for profit. This is going to be your very analytical sellers that might want all, different kind of details. I'm the pro. This is an all about you type template. And no cliche. This one avoids overused phrases and focuses on just the comparable details and home data. That's probably, that's a me right here. I've found that I don't like to give too much information. Don't want to give so much that you give them all the details and they go out and use somebody else, number one. But for purposes of this video, we're just going to go here on the default. And I'm going to show you how you can go through and add, remove whatever you would like. This has all of the templates, so we'll be removing your agent resume, which is built. So my agent resume, this is basically picked up from the website, and this is my bio. I'm going to remove that. The about us, so Best Choice Realty, our mission and vision, I love to leave that. Value of an agent, I think this is really important to explain to buyers, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that. Experience, trust, profit, effective and efficient. How buyers get their info, depending upon who I'm working with. If this first-time seller, this might be really great, but you know, like online resources and how this property is going to go out to buyers. So how we do listing syndication, sphere of influence, and how, you know, I will send this out to my full sphere of influence. I've been in real estate for 7 years. I have a community at Best Choice of over 300 agents that I work with and support, as well as, you know, over 2,000 people on my Facebook social media that will get information on your property. So I'm going to leave this one. What factors influence pricing? Like I said, it all depends on the buyer, the seller that you're working with, kind of their knowledge. If they're a first-time seller, probably a little bit more, and I might keep this one. Importance of aesthetic updates, neighborhood, walkability being a factor in certain areas, so forth. What is a CMA? Well, a lot of people really don't know. Is it a comparative market analysis? Is it competitive market analysis? What is a CMA? Is it the same as an appraisal? So definition of a CMA, I'll leave that. I always like the map because I'm such a visual person. I assume that most are, which is not necessarily the case, but I love the map because this shows kind of where the properties are in comparison to where theirs is.
Yeah, which can definitely be a factor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then a side-by-side comparison that they can go in and take a look at all of these. Listings, I'm gonna take that out. Home averages based on comps. I really like just the basic visual. So the averages of the properties that I've chosen are very similar to theirs. Gives the square feet, gives the average lot size, and the average days on market. So I like that one. This one I think is repetitive, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Average time selling is also repetitive because we have that information on the other one.
Yeah.
And then the estimated market value. So this one, we leave that. And remember, back in the, when you're working your workup, you can put the estimated amount. So approximate value with the range that is changeable.
Right.
Intelligent pricing, I think I would personally take that out. And testimonials, it just really depends. But for the purpose of this right now, I'm going to get rid of my testimonials as well. And lastly, so potential Best Choice Realty buyers. It shows a breakdown of active buyers in our database, which is really nice. And this is on a team aspect. This is how many buyers that we have, Best Choice Realty agents that are actively looking for homes. They might be buyer leads, but they're leads, you know, and this shows that information. This is maybe a little bit to be dangerous right now, but I could see a use for it as well. So I'm going to go ahead though at this point and delete that. The marketing action plan, and we've talked a lot about this and making sure that in our listing boot camps is like, you know, being prepared for a marketing action plan. What are you going to do? How are you going to work this listing? What is the value that you bring? And so the marketing action plan, I absolutely leave this here. And then there's the conclusion. And it's basically just a thank you. And this can be sent out on desktop, mobile, or PDF, but the desktop and mobile, it's pretty neat because this is an interactive page. If they would like to get started with the listing agreement, it's going to send you an email and your notification, and you'll find that information out. If they want to just learn more about selling their homes, it'd be a great option that the seller would likely pick if they want to just have another meeting to further discuss. Or, hey, I'm going to meet with other agents, and that will give you a notification that maybe you didn't do a very great job of this. Most often for me, I'm not going to be sending this out digitally. It'll probably be PDF, and I will take it and have it with my listing agreement at the appointment when I sit down with them at their home.
Right.
All right, and so continue, and there it is. Email, text it, or your PDF printout.
I love that. It sounds like it's, kind of know your client so you can know what information to provide. If we have a very analytical client, we're going to provide more numbers. If we have a client who's more driven towards, are you going to provide me the best experience and sell my house?
Yeah.
Then we go testimonial, more company based and, agent focused. So
Right.
I like that it gives you the various choices.
Awesome, right? It's all built here in Chime.
Right.
So it's awesome
Cool.
that you can do that. So choose your options based on your seller and that you've done the work. Like I said, a lot of times it just really depends. If it's a referral and pretty much a one that I pretty easy and I'm going to walk into it, I might, just really market myself. But in cases where it's, maybe just a seller lead that I received online through Chime, I might not give as much detailed information to have it to where they take this market analysis and go list with somebody else. So kind of that is the big part, to beware, get as much information up front as possible with your sellers so you have a clear understanding and you can drive your CMA to your client specifically.
I love that. This seems like a really helpful tool. And it's through Chime. So all of our agents that have Chime would have access to be able to utilize this. Yeah. What would you say would be the main differences between Chime CMA and doing a CMA through Realist?
This, I think visually it's better. The ones through Realist, you can send email. This gives you a desktop option where it's interactive. It also gives the text option, which is big these days. Working with a lot of millennials right now, they are pretty much the predominant buyers in our market. But being able to text it as an option, I love it. And the visual, and I think too, the customization, it's pretty easy. I mean, that's very user friendly. And you can get in here and play around as much as you want or as much as you don't want to.
I love that. So all of our agents have access to this. If you guys need any sort of individualized trainings, if you guys have questions, you guys can definitely reach out to myself or Candice, and we will get all your questions answered, make sure that you're up to date on the newest Chime thing. Happy selling, guys, and good luck.
Happy selling.